Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. This afternoon from Frederick High School, it's a league clash as the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Frederick Golden Eagles. I'm John Beltran, in a game that the Mustangs would like to have, considering they played on Saturday in Fort Morgan in a game that lasted just over an hour and a half, and Frederick won the game 3-0 with all the runs in the fifth inning. Mustangs go in with a 3-5 record. Frederick is 2-6. And Frederick graduated the majority of their starters. The Bead Diggers did bring back 3. And just looking to get back on track after starting the season 3-2, but they have dropped 3 consecutive games. And as you can imagine, the weather forecast has been very favorable for the early portion of this week. About to get to first pitch. Who would have thought? Still not in mid-April, approaching mid-April, 85 degrees in Frederick with virtually no wind to speak of. Mustangs have had success on this field. They've won the last, I believe, 4 or 5 meetings in Frederick. And they need a victory today just to get off the schneid. Trey Romero will be the starting pitcher for Fort Morgan, the left-hander. And he will be opposed by Tyler Silva. We'll get to the Mustangs starting lineup here. It's brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow locally from people you know. Equitable has been providing personal bankers to help you through all the steps. Stop by one of 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com. Batting first is the shortstop, Charlie Langford. The pitcher, Trey Romero, hits second. The number 3 hitter is the center fielder, David Keller. Batting cleanup is the first baseman, Jason Diaz. The left fielder, Noah Aguirre, hits 6th. The designated hitter hits 7th, Miguel Davila. Tyler Baker, the catcher, hits 8th. At third base, batting 8th is the freshman, Jaden Carrera. And second baseman, Joseph Layden, will be hitting 9th. We will set up the Frederick defense once they take the field. The Mustangs in their road maroons and Frederick in their home whites. I don't know if we'll have a national anthem. We've had one in the past. There's the flag out beyond left field and foul territory. And a lot of it depends whether we have a public address announcer as well for this particular game. Mustangs will be on the road on Thursday as well. They'll be in Loveland against Mountain View, 4 o'clock right here on B106. And I'll be with you on Thursday. Brian Nickel will be with you on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock in Fort Morgan when the Mustangs host Mountain View. For Frederick, defensively, Sam Fisher's at first. Tanner Rosati's the second baseman. Joseph Alani at third. Riley Faulkner's at short. The left fielder is Alex Clapp. Tegan Bowen in center. Devin Zadel in right. Cruz Amudio behind the plate. Tyler Silva's on the mound. And we're going to play the baseball movie quote game as we did for the previous 2 games. We did have a couple of winners, and they'll get a concession food voucher. We'll take care of you on Saturday against Mountain View or on Tuesday against Severance. And as each Mustang gets to the plate, we'll have a different baseball movie quote. And then we'll let you know how you can win that concession voucher near the end of the game. Silva is a right-hander as Charlie Langford will be stepping in. He's put together one heck of a junior season, leading the team with a .476 average. If they can get some production behind them, then the Mustangs can generate some offense and perhaps come away with a victory. Frederick on really a gorgeous field, but they've had troubles defensively in past games against Fort Morgan. If they can clean it up defensively, even with this inexperienced team, they can stay in the game. Mustangs put up 14 runs a year ago, but the victory 2 years ago was only 3-1. When Chase Prestwich of Frederick struck out 14 Mustangs, but Fort Morgan still got the victory. First pitch is coming to you at approximately 4:04. And here is the junior shortstop, Charlie Langford. The opening pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Check them out, buildingsbydesign.com. They do incredible work. The pitch, and that ball might have gone. Did it go behind him? I heard something, but it went behind him. 1 ball and no strikes. Went so far behind him, it had a chance to hit the bat, but it didn't. Langford settles back in. And the 1-0 pitch upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, this could be the warmest game of the entire year, considering the mid-80s temperature. Laying down the sign is Zamudio. The offering. Breaking ball's a strike on the inner half of the knees. It's 2-1. To Charlie Langford. Getting the sign is Silva. The pitch. Swung on line for a base hit into left field. And that's the way this one starts. On the 4th pitch of the game, Charlie Langford approaching a .500 average. That'll send up Trey Romero. Romero batting .333. Check out the numbers here on the pitcher, Silva. 0-2 with a 4.42 ERA. Romero hitting for the left side. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes in 7 innings of baseball. The Mustangs didn't score on Saturday, but looking to change that in the first inning. And the pitch is swung on and fouled off to the left. 1 ball and 1 strike to Trey Romero. David Keller's on deck. Short lead at first for Langford. Step and a half. Silva to the plate. That's a strike. Took something off it on the knees. On the outside edge. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Busy week of baseball for the Mustangs. Just played on Saturday. They've got Thursday and Saturday again. All conference play. And the offering. And that is a called strike 3. Got him with a bender on the outside corner. Romero strikes out. And there's 1 down for David Keller. Keller, a senior. Steps in from the right side. Hitting .321. Step off, no throw. Well, and when the offense has been limited, you got to find ways to score runs. Starting runners, bunting, anything to manufacture a run. That's a bender for a strike on the inside corner. Looks like Silva's breaking ball is working better than his fastball so far. 0-1 to Keller. Just underway, another step off. The stretch. And the offering, runner goes, swung on and fouled along the third base side. All right, I never got to the movie quotes. All right, for the first 2 hitters, Langford with a base hit. That was from Angels in the outfield to keep the profanity down from second hitter, you're Mickey Mantle, for Christ's sake, in the movie 61. For this batter from the movie Cobb, baseball was 100% of my life. There you go. For this hitter, the stretch. Step off again. We've had 3 step-offs already by Silva. No balls and 2 strikes to Keller. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the first inning. The pitch. Swung on and grounded foul. Went with a bender again. Stays at balls and 2 strikes. Jason Diaz is on deck. Yeah, we'll have our baseball movie quote game not only today but Thursday. And more than likely close it out there. We've had, again, 2 winners that will cash in on swing and a miss and a pitch away. Went with another bender, and there's 2 down, 2 consecutive strikeouts for Silva's. Keller goes down. Here's Diaz. Jason Diaz hitting .250. Another right-handed hitter for Fort Morgan. Langford with a two-step lead. The offering, swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup that was just sinking in the zone well below the knees. It's 0-1. Well, Silva struggling in the first two pitches, but now he's thrown virtually nothing but strikes. The offering runner goes, swung on and popped up. There's a play in foul territory. The catcher, Zamudio, near the fence, is going to make the grab, the one-handed grab, and he kept his left hand attached to that mask, but he still made the play. For the Mustangs, no runs on one hit, no errors and a man left. To the bottom of the first we go. Fort Morgan does not score, and Frederick is coming to bat on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Trey Romero will face the following lineup for Frederick. Mustangs were held off the board in the first. Batting first is the DH Jackson Flynn. The catcher Cruz Zamudio hits second. Second baseman Tanner Rosati hits third. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman Sam Fisher. Joseph Villani at third hits fifth. Zeno hits sixth. Joseph Layden is at second. The third baseman's Jaden Carrera. In between him at short is Charlie Langford. Noah Aguirre in left. David Keller in center. Chase Romero in right. Tyler Baker behind the plate. And Romero, lefty against Jackson Flynn. The pitch. Fastball. Must have been inside. We had a baseball movie quote for Diaz that we didn't get to either. From the movie 42, I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back now. Defensively for Fort Morgan, the pitch. And that's a strike at the knees on the inner half. For the love of the game, we're the best team in baseball right now, right this minute, because of you. That's the quote for this Mustang team defensively. 1-1 pitch, down and away on a breaking ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Romero comes in, 1-1 record, a 12.6 ERA. Needs a good outing right now. The pitch, swung on and lifted foul down the left side. There is a play in foul territory for the third baseman Carrera, but he overran it. It's just a foul ball. He ran well past that baseball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Flynn is hitting .414. Not an error, but plays that have to be made, especially when you're struggling offensively. Romero ready. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. Baker is going to have to pick him up and throw him out at first, and he does. And the strikeout is completed of Jackson Flynn. 1 down. 1 down for Cruz Zamudio. Zamudio, one heck of a football player and a pretty good baseball player. Hitting .522 here for Frederick. Right-handed hitter against Romero. The pitch, swung on and Rosati hitting .261. Yeah, the ball moves pretty quickly through this infield. Without question. Another right-handed hitter for the Golden Eagles. 2-step lead, the offering. Swung on, line towards right center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Keller will flag it down, but Zamudio to third, and I don't know why he threw all the way through, but it's cut off there. So good job there by Langford. You didn't want the hitter to advance to second. Back-to-back base hits. And here is Sam Fisher. Fisher batting .217. The Mustangs looking for a double play. No score in the bottom of the first inning, but Frederick is threatening after hits from Zamudio and Rosati. And Romero's getting valuable time on the mound, only a sophomore. The offering. Breaking ball's a beauty, a strike, belt high. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. to Sam Fisher. Short lead at first, bigger one at third. Romero to the plate. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Baker. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes with Joseph Villani on deck. Now what Trey is looking for is the out pitch. A strikeout or a pop-up. The pitch. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by Fisher. Challenged him down the heart of the plate. And it's a strikeout. 2 down. And here is Villani. Both pitchers have registered multiple strikeouts in the opening inning. The offering. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Looked like he went with a bender there. It's no balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Romero's got good stuff. Just has to stay out of the heart of the plate. Runners take their leads. 2 down, bottom 1. Villani awaits. Long pause. The offering. Swung on and chopped foul along the third base side. Count moves to 0-2 to Joseph Villani. Well, he just struck out Fisher on an 0-2 pitch. He might climb the ladder with this hitter. And he tried to, but Villani laid off with a high fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, 85 degrees at first pitch this afternoon in Frederick. The offering. Swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. Count remains at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. Runners take their leads. The pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Baker on the off speed, and the count moves to 2-2. On deck is Zadel. Off of third, Zamudio. Rosati at first, the offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Langford to his left, dives. He comes up with it, steps on the bag. Oh, a tremendous defensive play. Charlie Langford robbing Villani of a base hit. And that stops the Frederick rally. He robbed them of a run. No runs on 2 hits. No errors and 2 left. To the second we go. No score. Frederick and Fort Morgan on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We head to the second inning in Frederick. No score. An outstanding defensive play by Charlie Langford. That'll certainly make our baseball movie quote list for the movie For the Love of the Game. We'll put Charlie's name into the hat and see who gets the movie quote of the game for a chance to win concessions to a future home game. And we did have winners from our last 2 games at home against Skyline that I was able to broadcast. And the pitch swung on and grounded left side. It's going to be a long throw here for the shortstop. A low throw, dug out, and in time. Boy, that looked like it was beat out. That appeared that Aguirre beat that out. It was very close. A bang-bang play at first. And there's 1 down. Oh, man, the play made by Faulkner, but I thought he was in there. 29 is not 30. Eddie was the quote for that one. Come on, Dorn, get in front of the ball for Major League for this hitter. That's Davila. Swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Real tough call at first base. Silva gets the sign from Zamudio. And the offering. And the curveball is a strike on the inside corner at the knees. It's 0-2. Tyler Baker waits to hit next. And the offering. Swung on and popped foul and off to the right. Remains at 0-2 to Miguel Davila. Silva's thrown 18 pitches, only 3 balls, and 2 pitches to begin the game were out of the strike zone. So 14, make it 15 of the last 16 in the strike zone. The offering. That is a called strike 3, curveball in the inside corner. That is 3 strikeouts for Tyler Silva. And here's Tyler Baker. His movie quote from the movie 61, The Fans Pay Your Salary, Ralph. The Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris movie. The pitch, and that's up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. No score, 2 down, top of the second inning. Fort Morgan and Frederick, they played about a 93-minute game on Saturday. Wine in the offering, squaring to bunt, and he takes it up and in. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Baker. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball letter high. It's 2-1. Took a big hack at that. Digging back in the box. Slightly close stance for the right side. And the offering. That is just outside with a heater. 3-1. Baker coming into the game has been on base quite a bit. The offering, swing and a miss and a breaking ball that would have been ball 4. 3 balls and 2 strikes, hitting 125. I know he's drawn a number of walks this year. 3-2 to Baker. The kick and the pitch, swung on and fouled back, went with another bender. We'll see another payoff pitch to Tyler Baker with 2 down and the bases empty in the top of the second. Zamudio lays down the sign. The pitch, swing and a miss and a fastball riding in. And that's 4 strikeouts, 2 in each inning for Tyler Silva. 1, 2, 3, an inning and a half complete. Fort Morgan nothing, Frederick nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. No score. Fort Morgan and Frederick. The Mustangs have 1 base hit. Frederick has 2. 6 strikeouts total in this game. 4 by Tyler Silva of Frederick and 2 by Trey Romero of Fort Morgan. Baseball movie quote defensively for this frame. Well, it's fitting for Bull Durham. Throw some ground balls. It's more democratic. We've had 1 great play by a Mustang defender. That was Charlie Langford in the bottom of the first. The pitch. And the breaking ball is a little bit low to Devin Zadel. Right-handed hitter batting 160. The pitch. That must have been a little bit high. 2 balls and no strikes. Looked like it was top of the zone, but called a ball unless it was off the plate. And Romero delivers. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Ball 2, strike 1. That's a good job of pitching backwards down in the count, not going with a fastball, which Zadel was anticipating. The offering, that's very high, 3-1. Frederick had first and third with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning, did not score. With a strikeout and then that play by Langford, the pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Baker. It's 3-2. Romero reared back on that one. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the wine in the pitch. That is a called strike 3. A beautiful breaking ball in the inner half. And it's a strikeout of Zadel. 1 down. That is strikeout number 3 for Trey Romero. Here's Riley Faulkner. Faulkner hitting 125. Another right-handed hitter for Frederick. The pitch. Breaking ball stays upstairs. Yeah, the dimensions are not really listed here. Well, down the line, 340 down both lines. The offering. Swing and a miss on a fastball away. It's 1-1. Nice to have a lefty. I don't remember the last time. Well, Briggs Wheatley pitched 2 years ago. He's a left-hander for Fort Morgan. The offering. And the breaking ball bounces in. Kyle Daniels several years ago. Very crafty left-hander. Then you had, I'm trying to think who pitched back in the late 2000s. Might have been an Underwood who was a lefty. The Offering, that bounces in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that was when my former colleague Pat O'Rourke was working these games. 3 balls, 1 strike. No score, bottom 2, 1 out. Nobody on for Frederick. Romero to the plate. Very high. It's a walk to Faulkner. Here's Tegan Bowen hitting 182. He just walked a 125 hitter. Frederick is hitting 232 as a team. Mustangs will be at double play depth for the number 8 hitter in the lineup, Bowen. Off of first is Faulkner. Short lead against the left-hander. The pitch swung on and popped up foul territory, out of play over the Mustang dugout. I believe, no, is there a play? Close. Nope. The catch was not made over there by Diaz. It might have hit the fence first. I thought that thing for sure was going to fly over the Mustang dugout. It's still a strike. Nonetheless, it's 0-1. Good pitch up in the zone there by Trey Romero. The pitch. Breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Start your associate degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Morgan Community College. Throw back to first and back in easily as Faulkner. Visit morgancc.edu. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. No score. Bottom 2 the pitch. And that is blocked by Baker. 2-1. So far, Tyler Silva of Frederick has been in command. The pitch. Swing and a miss. I think he took something off of that one. Looked like Bowen was well out in front. And the count shuffles to 2-2. Well, Silva's got 4 strikeouts. Romero's got 3. Can he pick up a 4th? Maybe on this pitch. Here it is. Swung on and fouled to the backstop on a 2-2 curveball. And that breaking ball seems to be working pretty well for Romero. Only a sophomore. We'll do it again. Swing and a miss on another breaking ball in the inner half. And now Trey Romero's got 4 strikeouts, 2 down. That brings up Alex Clapp. Yeah, a pitcher will only make the list on the baseball movie quote if they strike out the side in order, unless they make some incredible defensive play, which pitchers normally don't have a chance of making. Clapp, the number 9 hitter, batting 133. Another lefty-lefty situation. Romero. Long pause. The pitch. That is on the outside corner for a strike. Belt high with that heater. No balls and 1 strike. Romero out of the stretch. The Offering. Bender is in the dirt. Again, blocked by Baker. Count levels at 1-1. Yeah, when the Mustangs play on Saturday, that temperature will be in the 50s. The high is going to be about 59. Throw back to first and back in easily. For Frederick is Faulkner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Romero to the plate. That is off the glove of Baker, but no advance. On a pitch that was below the knees, 2-1. Rockies and Cardinals will play tonight at 6:40 on 1010 KSIR as they did last night. Short lead at first. Romero delivers. That's up and in. Now you're down in the count again at 3-1 with the number one hitter in the lineup on deck. Got to come in with one now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Faulkner again with a conservative lead. Romero to the plate. Swing and a miss and a sweeping breaking ball. 3-2. Riley Faulkner will be taking off with a pitch. So a base hit in the outfield should send him to third, but the Mustangs are hoping for a different result. The 3-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Romero strikes out the side, went with a breaking ball down and away. Masterful pitching by the sophomore. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left at first. To the third we go in 1 minute. Fort Morgan nothing, Frederick nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Nothing, Fort Morgan and Frederick. Jaden Carrera, 8-9-1. Followed by Joseph Layden and Charlie Langford against right-hander Tyler Silva's got 4 strikeouts, but Trey Romero's got 5. All right, let's get to the movie quote for this hitter. It'll be from Angels in the Outfield. Even though you can't see us, we're always watching. The freshman steps in. And the pitch. Fastball is below the knees. Carrera hitting 154. Getting the sign is Silva, the pitch. Breaking ball is down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. This is a hitter's count for Jaden Carrera, the offering. That is a strike with a fastball in the outer half. Ball 2, strike 1. Frederick threatened in the first inning. First and third, 1 out, did not score. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss. He got tied up on that bender on the inner half. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both teams struggling to make contact so far. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball down and in. Yeah, Carrera just unsure. He was overmatched. Strikeout number 5, 1 down. Here's Joseph Layden. His movie quote from Major League. Nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever do it again. That's the clean version. Layden, the second baseman, awaits the pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Faulkner's got it on a routine hop. High throw. That was an awful throw up against the fence. Now headed for second. The throw is going to be off track. And he's in there. Well, you put the ball in play, never know what happens. That was an atrocious throw from Faulkner. He threw it at least 5 feet over the head of Sam Fisher. The first error of the game. No follow through at all. Here's Charlie Langford. He had a base hit and was stranded in the first inning. Yeah, there was nothing tough about that throw. Just got a little bit lazy. The pitch, and it's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Charlie looking to drive in the game's first run. Stretch, and the offering. Swung on, line towards right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Stepping on third is Layden. He's going to be able to score as the throw is cut off. It's an RBI single for Charlie Langford. And the Mustangs take a 1-0 lead in the top of the third inning. Is he having a huge season or what? Perfectly placed into the right center field gap. That's an unearned run allowed. Here's Trey Romero. The pitch. Swung on and foul back. Went with the off speed. No balls and 1 strike to Romero. Let's see if this can keep the offense going. One-stop shopping does exist. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories. The offering. Swung on and fouled. Went with a fastball. I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. No balls and 2 strikes. Now Langford is on the board twice then. Let's see his movie quote. was Gardenhoser from Rookie of the Year. And now for Romero, it's Go the Distance from Field of Dreams. And he waved at that pitch on the bender down and in, and he has struck out on 3 pitches. He tried to hold up knowing it was a ball, but Romero has struck out for the second time in as many plate appearances, 2 down. Here's David Keller. He fanned his first time up. His movie quote, "They love this club here in Cleveland for Major League." Langford's on the list twice, offensively and defensively. The pitch, runner goes outside, no throw, and it's a stolen base standing for Langford. 1 ball, no strikes. That is 6 strikeouts for Silva. The pitch, that's a bender for a strike on the inside corner. We have had 11 strikeouts combined in this game. We're not even through the third. The pitch, swing and a miss. One with that sidearm delivery, and it's 1-2 to David Keller, hitting over 300, 321 coming into the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the senior center fielder. Looking back, and he did balk. There's no question. It looked like Silva was leaning to deliver a pitch, and then he saw Langford ranging off of second, and the balk is going to send Langford to third. Well, if Keller can put something on the ground, he's got a lot of speed. He can beat this out and maybe give Fort Morgan a 2-0 lead. And the pitch swung on and popped foul out of play off to the right. Remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Out of the windup is Silva with 2 down and a 1-0 lead for Fort Morgan. The offering swung on and driven in the air down the right field line. That's going to be trouble, and it's going to drop inside the line. It looked like it was misjudged by Zato out there. Keller to second. Keller's going for 3. He's going to have an RBI triple. I think the right fielder was unsure whether to go for it or just let it drop. He had to let it drop. And the Mustangs lead 2-0. Perfectly placed by David Keller. Oh, he's going to land on the list. They love this club here in Cleveland. Now for this hitter Diaz, it's from some lady named Ruth, Baby Ruth from the Sandlot. That pitch is inside. 1-0. Well, this rally began with an error on the shortstop Faulkner. And the offering, swing and a miss on the bender, diving down the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Silva to the plate. Swung on and chopped on the left side. This might not be too easy. It's fielded. The throw to first is in time by Joseph Villani. Had to wait for that hop, and he threw a dart to first base. And the Mustangs are retired, but they scored 2 runs on 2 hits. There was a huge error, and a man left, 2.5 complete in Frederick. The visitors, the Mustangs, lead Frederick 2-0 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs did not score a run against Frederick on Saturday in a 3-0 loss, but they lead 2-0. Charlie Langford with an RBI single. David Keller with a run-scoring triple against Tyler Silva. And now it'll be Trey Romero with 5 strikeouts against Jackson Flynn. He struck out in the opening frame. And the left-hander to the plate, squaring to bunt, and he fouls it back. That's a good pitch that Romero threw, a breaking ball. You throw a fastball there with this slow-moving infield, that could have been an issue defensively. No balls and 1 strike. The offering, swung on and driven in the air down the right field line. That's trouble if it's fair, and that ball is just foul. Giving chase was Chase Romero, no pun intended, but it is a foul ball. It's 0-2. That was near the spot David Keller hit his triple, but Keller had it fair, and that one was just outside the line. No balls and 2 strikes to Flynn. The offering, Swung on and chopped right side foul towards the Mustang dugout on the first base side. Big game for Fort Morgan. When you have a winning record like they did at 3-2, then you lose 3 in a row, and 2 of those games were not close against Skyline. You got to get back on the winning track. The pitch swung on, driven in the air to right center field. Long run, and the ball is going to drop right in between both outfielders, Keller and Romero, for a base hit. That was just placed perfectly. Both were giving chase. Romero to his right, Keller to his left. But it's a base knock, and Frederick has matched Fort Morgan's total with 3 hits in a game. Again, bad luck there for Trey Romero because that sat up in the air for a while. But this is a pretty big field in Frederick. And Cruz Zamudio had a base hit his first time up. The best hitter on the team, .522 going into the game. The pitch, fastball, a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. It's something hard towards Charlie Langford. He's an excellent athlete. The offering. Breaking ball is outside. Nice frame job by Baker, but it missed. And the count levels at 1-1. 2-0. Fort Morgan, bottom of the 3rd inning. Short lead at first for Flynn. The pitch. Fastball is high. Ball 2, strike 1. Now the wind begins to kick up a bit. And the long pause. Step off by Romero. You got to run through the signs just another time here. Go back to first, nothing doing. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, bottom of the 3rd inning. The long pause. The pitch. Swing and a miss. One with a breaking ball, and the count is at 2-2. To Cruz Zamudio. Five strikeouts already for Trey Romero. The offering. Swung on and chopped slowly down the 3rd baseline. Going to be a tough play. Throwing to first is Carrera, and he airmails Jason Diaz. Not even close. It's going to be a base hit and an error as well. Both runners advance to 2nd and 3rd. Oh, man, that's just inexperience. That is total inexperience there by the freshman. He should have just eaten it, to be honest with you. He really had no play against the speedy Zamudio. And Trey Romero running into some bad luck, a pop fly single, and then a ground ball, scored a single and an error. There's no way he throws out Zamudio with that speed. There you just eat it. Tanner Rosati is singled. The tying run is at 2nd base. Stretch by Romero, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a bender in the dirt. No balls and 1 strike. The Mustang lead is in jeopardy. The offering. Swung on, grounded right back to Romero. Looks over at 3rd, tosses to first for the out. The runners hold. 1 down. Way to field your position, Trey Romero. 1 down for Sam Fisher. He struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Well, Romero dodged a 1st and 3rd 1-out situation in the 1st inning. And trying to do the same in the 3rd. Well, actually, this is 2nd and 3rd with no out, so this is much more difficult. But he's got the 1st out, and the runners have not advanced. Pitch to Fisher. Bender's down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. As hot a day as you'll see in the month of April in Colorado, 85 degrees. That should drop at some point. The offering, swung on, fouled off to the right. And the count is level at 1-1 to Sam Fisher. 9 locations across northeast Colorado and Nebraska. Means there's always a location close by at Rudy's Tires. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch swung on, lined, and Langford's going to backhand. He's going to throw to 3rd. A run will score. Keller's going to run him back to 2nd. And now Langford towards 3rd with a pitcher covering. And Romero is going to apply the tag. The fielder's choice is going to go 6 to 5 to 6 to 1. 6 to 5, 6 to 1 with a fielder's choice. It's an RBI fielder's choice for Fisher. And there's 2 down. Stretch. And the pitch is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. To Joseph Alani, hit into a fielder's choice on that play made by Langford to end the frame. The pitch down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, that was a very smart play there by Langford. He could have gone to first, but you got the runner caught between second and third, and they got him. So now your lone runner's at first base, but Romero down on the count at 2-0. The pitch, and that is outside with a breaking ball. 3 balls and no strikes. And now you can hear that wind just come up a bit at 3-0. On deck is Devin Zadel. Offering, not even close, very high. It's a walk. Romero has just issued a second walk. Zadel struck out looking in his first plate appearance. First and second, 2 down, bottom of the 3rd inning. The offering, swing and fouled off the catcher Baker. No balls and 1 strike. Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mustangs got an RBI single from Langford, a run-scoring triple from Keller. Runners take their leads. Romero to the plate. Swing and a miss. A beautiful breaking ball in the inner half. It's 0-2. Some activity going on in the other field with I believe that's a Mustang junior varsity game, or C game, I should say. It's upstairs. Yeah, that's a C game over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fisher at second. Villani at first. The pitch. Called strike 3. Breaking ball to the outside corner. It's a strikeout. A run in the inning. The Mustangs commit an error. We head to the 4th. Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Fort Morgan leads Frederick on the road 2-1 as we go to the 4th inning. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Aguirre, Davila, and Baker against right-hander Tider Silva. Let's get to the Mustang movie quote. Offensively for this hitter, 8 men out. Come on, Buck, sit down. Nobody's interested in your batting average. We have 3 candidates so far for the movie quote of the game. That bounces to the screen. Aguirre grounded to short in his first plate appearance. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch swung on and lined on 1 hop. Backhanded by the shortstop Faulkner. Throwing a bounce and scooped up beautifully by Fisher at first. That is an all-star play by Faulkner on a ball that was headed to left field. 1 down as Aguirre is 0 for 2. A tremendous play. And that'll send up Miguel Davila, or Davila, however you want to pronounce it. The pitch swung on, line towards left field. That's a base hit on the first pitch to the DH, who struck out his first time up. He's 1 for 2. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs have generated 4 hits. Boy, how could these guys lay off pitches that close, was the movie quote for Davila from Major League. Now from Moneyball, this is how we do business in Cleveland. For this hitter, Tider Baker. Struck out swinging his first time up. The pitch. Bender, a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 0-1. Both teams scored their runs in the third inning. The Mustangs with 2, Frederick with 1. We're in the fourth. Davila with a one-step lead. The Offering swung on, hit on the ground slowly up the right side and foul off the end of the bat. Well, now he's got a guard against that fastball running in. No balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Baker. Trent Silva gets a sign from Zamudio. And the 0-2, and that's down and away with a changeup. A ball and 2 strikes to Baker. Took something off at night discipline by the catcher, not swinging at that one. Again, Davila for first. The pitch swung on and lifted into shallow left center field, and ranging over to his left and making the catch is Alex Clapp, 2 down. 2 down for Carrera, who struck out swinging his first time up. His movie quote from Major League: personally, I think we got hosed on that call. That's a Harry Doyle. That's a Bob Uecker call. The stretch and the pitch swung on and lifted into left field, and to his left is Clapp. He's going to make the running catch. And that's it. The Mustangs are retired in the fourth inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left to the bottom of the fourth in 1 minute. The score, Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you. Let's head to the bottom of the fourth inning in Frederick. The Mustangs lead 2-1. Charlie Langford had an RBI single. David Keller, 2 batters later, drilled a triple down the right field line. The baseball movie quote defensively for the Mustangs from the movie 42, a Jackie Robinson quote: I don't think it matters what I believe, only what I do. And Trey Romero will face the 9-1 and 2. Check that, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters: Riley Faulkner, Tegan Bowen, and Alex Clapp. Faulkner walked in his first plate appearance. The kick and the pitch. Breaking ball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Riley Faulkner, the shortstop. The Offering. Swing and a miss on a pitch down in the zone. I mean, that looks like a fastball with a little bit of a changeup action to it, so tough to pick up. And the Offering. The bender's a strike, belt high. 1-2 to Riley Faulkner. Lefty against righty. The lefty delivers. Down and in with a curveball. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This was a 3-0 Frederick win on Saturday. The pitch swung on and chopped foul along the third base side. And the count remains at 2-2 to Riley Faulkner. Faulkner, Bowen, and Clapp in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hopefully no more as far as the Mustangs are concerned. Romero's thrown 66 pitches to this point. Baker lays down the sign and the Offering. Swing and a miss. On a breaking ball, he strikes him out. 1 down. Here's Tegan Bowen. He struck out his first time up. Romero now has 7 strikeouts in the game. And the Offering, squaring to bunt, lays it down foul, third base side. I think we're losing some of the clear signal here with the battery. We might disconnect a little bit and hopefully make it even clearer from innings 5 through 7. And the Offering, squaring to bunt. Oh, and I think, did he back out of the way? He didn't. Yeah, I thought the bat stayed there in the zone. The ball hit him, but it looked, let's see if Josh Langford comes out. fact, I'm going to do this right now. We'll do it right here, just like this. So you can see our signal coming through a little bit differently now. The ball hit the batter, but it clearly appeared that he didn't pull the bat back. That could have been called a strike. But instead, Tegan Bowen is hit by a pitch. Stretch in the offering. That's a strike. No balls and one strike to Alex Clapp. Clapp struck out swinging his first time up. 1 on, 1 out. Go back to first, back in diving is Tegan Bowen. Romero to the plate. In the dirt, blocked by Baker, but it gets away. It did skip away off to his right. It'll be a wild pitch. And the tying run is in scoring position. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Here to Alex Clapp. Yeah, you can hear that wind kick up a little bit here. Quite a bit. 1 and 1 with a runner at second. And the offering swung on. That ball is driven on the ground for a base hit into right field. Romero comes up with it. Runner around third. The throw towards the plate is going to be late. And sliding in is Tegan Bowen off the RBI single from Clapper. Advances to second. And the game is tied at 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Jackson Flynn. A strikeout and a base hit. And Frederick has scored for the 2nd straight inning. Flynn is 1 for 2 in the game. The stretch. Romero steps off. Fort Morgan has not trailed in the game, but that could change with another base hit. Romero looks back, and the pitch squaring to bunt, lays it down back to the mound, and Romero charges, throws low to first, dug out nicely by Diaz, 2 down. On the sacrifice, Clapp to third. Bunted a little bit too hard, but it still advanced the runner. Here's Zamudio. Coach Langford has to make a decision. Do you pitch to Zamudio? He's got 2 base hits. Excuse me. One was an infield hit down the third base side. Trey Romero to the plate. Swing and a miss and a pitch away. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Deadlocked at 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 down. With a runner at third, that is Alex Clapp, who just tied the game with a base hit. That is just outside. Same pitch. Barely missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Zamudio awaits. Fastball is up and in. Took something off it. 2-1. Getting the sign is Romero. The offering bounces in. What a block by Baker. He can't spot it, but it's right underneath him. Again, you can pitch around this guy. Zamudio has 2 of the 5 base hits for Frederick, and now they're going to walk him. That's the right thing to do. Just walk him. Here's Rosati, who singled and grounded out. That way you don't have to mess around with a pitch count. Rosati at 1 for 2. Baker with the first and third signals. With 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. Short lead on both ends. The runners don't matter if you get the hitter. Throw back to first, though. Back in diving is Zamudio. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about him. He's probably going to take second anyway. Try to force a throw. You make the pitch, you make the play. The runners are inconsequential. The pitch swung on and chopped over the mound. Langford for the true hop, steps in the bag for the force. And that ends the bottom of the fourth inning. For Frederick, they get a run. Frederick does it on a base hit, no errors, and 2 left. 4 complete in Frederick. Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back in Frederick. Let's head to the 5th inning. Fort Morgan and Frederick are deadlocked at 2. And the Mustangs will be sending up Joseph Layden, followed by Charlie Langford and Trey Romero. All right, for Layden, his quote, just a bit outside from the movie Major League. Layden reached on an error and scored. The pitch swung on and chopped foul behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Mustangs at 3-5 going in. The Frederick Golden Eagles at 2-6. And Fort Morgan in a boys sport has not defeated Frederick this year. 0-2 in basketball, 0-1 in football, and 0-1 in baseball. That's up and in. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. And the offering squaring to bunt, lays it down foul to the backstop. 1-2. Well, our first game of the week on the Eastern Plains Sports Network went to an extra inning yesterday when Brush beat Bennett in 8, 9-6. We're tied at 2 in the 5th inning. Silva delivers, and that hit him. Got him on the left leg. The bender bent right into the left leg of Joseph Layden. Here's Charlie Langford. He's been dangerous. From the movie Cobb, I Ain't Gonna Die Before the Story's Finished. Langford 2 for 2, a base hit in the 1st, an RBI single in the 3rd. We're in the 5th. Layden with a 2-step advantage. They've been making contact more against Silva. Step off. Even though Silva does have 6 strikeouts, that pitch is inside.
He's not stopping.
1 ball and no strikes. Zamudio lays down the sign, but Langford's not back in the box yet, just settling in. Looking in as Silva. And the offering. Swung on and grounded as short. Faulkner backhands, flips to second for 1. Nothing to first. Fielder's choice goes 6-4. 1 out. Langford replaces Layden at first. Here's Trey Romero, who struck out twice. From a league of their own, the hard is what makes it great. That's his baseball movie quote. Well, he's got to do something now. Trey has struggled in his first 2 plate appearances. And you're the visiting team tied at 2. And the longer it stays tied, the more the home team has the advantage. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. To Trey Romero. Langford already has a stolen base in the game. He goes. That's a strike outside corner, throw to second to slide, and he's in there. It overshot the shortstop Faulkner. And now Charlie's in scoring position. No balls and 2 strikes. To Trey Romero. The pitch swung on line foul down the left side.
Put it down that line.
Let's go!
Remains at 0-2. Tried to go the other way. Not a bad idea. It'll be another 0-2 pitch to Romero. Here it is. Outside. One with the off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Langford at second, tied at 2, top of the 5th inning with 1 down. Silva delivers, swung on, grounded to second. Nice backhanded play. Throw to first is made. That's a tremendous backhanded play on a ball that was hit very hard. Tanner Rosati makes it. He throws out Romero, 2 down. We've had 2 impressive plays in the infield in this frame. And here's David Keller, who struck out and drove in a run with a triple. And they want a new baseball out there. Out of the windup is Tyler Silva. The pitch, down and away with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs led 2-0. Frederick tied it with a run into the 4th after a run in the 3rd. The pitch, swing and a miss on a bender in the dirt. I think Keller was anticipating a fastball, and it was not a fastball. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch, popped up, right side, foul territory, and Fisher, the first baseman, is going to make the catch along the line. And David Keller is retired, and so the Mustangs in the top half of the 5th inning. For Fort Morgan, no runs on no hits, no errors, and a man left. 4 1/2 innings are in the books in Frederick. It's Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Trey Romero begins his 5th inning of work. 79 pitches in. Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 2, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Sam Fisher will step in. The pitch, swing and a miss. All right, we did miss a movie quote, but this one, defensively, you're killing me, Smalls, from the Sandlot. Here's the wine and the offering. Swung on, grounded foul along the third base side. Fisher struck out and hit into a fielder's choice 0 for 2. This turns into a 2-inning game, perhaps more, if the Mustangs keep the Golden Eagles off the board. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball down and in. Trey Romero strikes out the number 4 hitter, Sam Fisher. That is his 8th strikeout of the game. He went down and in, 1 down, and brought pure heat. Joseph Villani has hit into a fielder's choice on a great play by Langford in the 1st, and then walked. 0 for 1. Here's the kick and the pitch. Breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the wine and offering. That's up and in as well, 2-0. Devin Zadel's on deck. Romero's got 26 pitches max in this game. The offering. Swung on line into the left center field gap for a base hit. Getting over there quickly is Aguirre to get the ball back in and hold Villani to a single. Frederick now with 6 hits. The Mustangs have 4. They've got 2 from Langford, 1 from Keller, 1 from Davila. Let's see, do we have a pinch hitter? Nope, that's Zadel. He struck out twice. Short lead, the offering. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Baker. No balls and 1 strike. Both teams have committed an error. Frederick has stranded 7. Fort Morgan has left 4 on base. The Mustangs have 4 hits. Frederick with 6. Breaking ball, strike 2, inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Trey Romero might be able to pick up double-digit strikeouts in this game. He's 2 away from that total. No balls, 2 strikes. The stretch. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball letter high. Zato has struck out 3 times. 1/3 of the strikeouts recorded by Trey Romero's got 9 in the game, 2 down. Riley Faulkner has walked and struck out. Mustangs don't have to do much defensively with the pitching of Romero. And he's actually, as I mentioned, pitched into a little bit of bad luck at times. The offering in the dirt. It's off the face mask of Baker, but he keeps it right in front of him. One ball and no strikes. That was about a 58-footer thrown by Trey Romero. Yeah, the runner at first is not going anywhere with that short lead. The pitch, fouled at the plate. Topping that baseball was Faulkner. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. Tied at 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Trey Romero has thrown 90 pitches. He looks in. Long pause. I don't like those long pauses. They don't need to pause that long to pitch. It's upstairs. Yeah, I'm not sure. The one with the breaking ball. I'm not sure what he's doing there. No reason to throw off your own rhythm. 2-1. I mean, Villani doesn't have a ton of speed. And you have 2 outs. The pitch is fouled. And that time he threw that one with a lot less of a pause, which is more his rhythm. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 pitch away is Trey Romero from sending the game tied to the 6th. At the belt, the pitch bounces in, blocked by Baker again. Well, now Villani will be going with a pitch. And Riley Faulkner is your number 7 hitter. The stretch by Romero. The pitch, swung on and hit on the ground, slowly to third, let it go foul, and Carrera does. That's all he could do. Had he tried to play that ball in fair territory, they would not have thrown out Faulkner. And luckily, it trickled foul. We'll do it again with a 3-ball, 2-strike pitch. Bank of Colorado believes in keeping things simple. Visit bankofcolorado.com and apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runner will be going. The pitch in the dirt. A walk to Faulkner. 4th walk issued by Trey Romero, which explains, with all those strikeouts too, the 95 pitch count. Tegan Bowen struck out, hit by a pitch. This should be the last inning for Trey. He might be able to throw some of the 6th inning. Actually, he's got 94 pitches. The pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball because there was one that did not count, an intentional walk there to Zamudio. So he's at 95 unofficially. Bowen, again, 0 for 1. At the belt, the offering. Breaking ball, strike 2 inside corner. Bowen didn't like it. No balls and 2 strikes to Tegan Bowen, the number 8 hitter. Villani at second, Faulkner at first. 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. The stretch by Romero, the left-hander. To the plate. Swing and a miss on a fastball, knee high. Struck him out on 3 pitches. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. Frederick is stranded 9 through 5. Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Jason Diaz will lead off the 6th inning for Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan and Frederick tied at 2 from Moneyball. It's incredibly hard. Playing the position of first base, but that's the movie quote for Jason Diaz. We do have a final 3, but that one of those 3 could be supplanted. So we don't have a final three. We have a top three right now. Here's the wind and the pitch by Silva. Swing and a miss and a fastball down and in. No balls and one strike. Diaz is popped to the catcher, grounded to third, 0 for 2. And the offering. Swing and a miss, not even close. He threw him a curveball. He never saw that out of the hand. Silva has struck out 6. He's not walked a batter. Most of those strikeouts were in the first 2 innings. And the 0-2. Swung on and grounded sharply to short. And a big hop for Faulkner. Throws to first. A one-hopper. And then it's picked out of the ground there by Sam Fisher. 1 out. There's Noah Aguirre. He's grounded out twice. His movie quotes from the movie Major League. This guy here is dead. Aguirre grounded to short twice. Tyler Silva turns and fires. Foul tipped into the glove of Zamudio on a breaking ball at 0-1, and Silva has thrown a lot fewer pitches than Romero. Silva's only at 70. He could go the distance easily in this game, and then some. The offering. Swung on and chopped to first. Fisher's got it on a huge hop. He steps in the bag. 2 down. From a league of their own, there's no crying in baseball for Miguel Davila, who was struck out and singled. This is where the home team has the advantage. If you get Fort Morgan out, you've got 6 outs to play with. The Mustangs only with 3. Here's the wind by Silva, and the offering. Breaking ball. Ball 1 just inside. Good location, but it missed. One ball and no strikes. And the offering. Swung on and popped up foul territory. Fisher, first base side, has got room, and he's going to make the grab. Near the Mustang dugout, a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Silva. 5 1/2 innings are in the books. Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 2. The Mustangs will have a new pitcher on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, Trey Romero will indeed take the mound. Another Mustang had picked up the baseball, but that was just a decoy. Bottom of the 6th inning, 9-1-2 hitters, tied at 2. Romero's thrown 97 pitches. So this undoubtedly is his last inning, if he gets through it. 110 is the limit. Alex Clapp has struck out and delivered an RBI single. Lefty against lefty. We'll get to the Mustang baseball quote defensively. That ball is in the dirt on a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes from Bull Durham, and the only church that truly feeds the soul day in and day out is the Church of Baseball. Mustangs had a 2-0 lead at one point. And the offering. That bounces in, and watch out. Romero might be tiring. He's got 10 strikeouts. He's also walked 4. And if you get that leadoff hitter on, and you've got Flynn and Zamudio coming up, that's going to be an issue for the Mustangs. They've got to get this guy. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, a strike on the inner half. A huge strike thrown by Trey Romero. It's 2-1. Baker lays down the sign. The left-hander to the plate. Fastball low. 3-1. Barely missed, but it was definitely below the knees. On pitch number 101. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Clapp. Breaking ball is, a little bit inside. Barely missed. Now, you got to watch out for a potential bunt. Another lefty coming up. Jackson Flynn already has a sac bunt to go along with a strikeout and a base hit. He's 1 for 2. And you've got a young infield on the left side, a junior shortstop and a freshman third baseman. The stretch. Clapp's got speed, too, at first base. The pitch, squaring to bunt, lays it down, right back to the mound. The throw's going to be to second. but it's thrown, and did he scoop it up? Langford with an incredible play. How did he scoop that up? How did Charlie scoop that up? That was not a good throw. It was up the second base side. Well, that's going to make the list. That could be a final three play. He just saved Romero there on the force out, but that was really an awful throw. A tremendous play by Langford to get the force. That took a short hop, and somehow it stayed in his glove. So that will go 1-6 on the fielder's choice. Here's Zamudio, 2 for 2. Breaking ball is low. Man, I thought for sure that was going to glance somewhere, perhaps into center field. Zamudio also issued an intentional walk. Best hitter on the team. 1 out, 1 on. The pitch, fastball high. 2-0 on pitch number 105. This very well indeed could be the final hitter Trey Romero faces, as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fort Morgan scored 2 runs in the 3rd. Frederick a run in the 3rd. Another in the 4th. And that is a strike. Wow, that's top of the zone on the inside corner with a breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jackson Flynn, short lead at first. The pitch, breaking balls up and in, 3-1. You don't want to give him anything to hit. There's a base open, but it's in front of the base runner. 2 bases open. You don't want the opposing team's best hitter to beat you. 3 balls and 1 strike. The offering, that's upstairs. 6th walk issued by Trey Romero. That probably, well, let's see. He's got 108 pitches. He can finish off this batter. But after this batter, you've got to go to the bullpen. Tanner Rosati is singled, grounded back to Romero, and then grounded to short. 1 for 3. Frederick is looking for their first lead of the game. The pitch, fastball's up there, way up there. In fact, Baker had to leap just to come down with it. 1-0. That could be a sign of fatigue for Romero. 1 ball and no strikes. Rosati awaits. Long pause, the pitch. Down and in. Baker with a tremendous play. 2-0. I think Coach Langford will let him get through this hitter. He's recovered before, but this easily his worst inning. As he made a bad throw to second that was scooped out, has walked 2 hitters. 2-0. Breaking ball's a strike. Boy, this Trey Romero's got some grit. He comes down in the count at 2-0 on multiple occasions in this game, and he throws a breaking ball for a strike. Can he come all the way back against Rosati? Ball 2, strike 1. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by Baker on the breaking ball, 3-1. And Sam Fisher struck out twice. He's on deck, but he's not going to face Romero because Romero's at 112 pitches. He'll have to be taken off the mound right after this batter. The pitch, strike, fastball inside corner, took something off it. 3-2 to Cruz Zamudio. To check that, to Tanner Rosati. Zamudio's at first, Flynn at second. Tied at 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Baker lays down the sign. Awaiting the pitch is Rosati. And here it is. Called strike 3. Breaking ball, belt high. What a pitch. 2 down, but now Josh Langford will have to make a move. Wow, what a job by Romero. He did walk 6, but he's in the double-digit strikeout column. It's a 1-minute break, 2 on, 2 out, bottom 6. Fort Morgan and Frederick tied at 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The new pitcher for Fort Morgan is Noah Aguirre, the sophomore. No one-loss record, an ERA of 3.5. Has thrown just, let's say, made just one appearance. And that's it. You cannot close the book yet on Romero. The runners at first and second are his responsibility. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 2. Still got to get Sam Fisher. Struck out, grounded out, struck out again. 0 for 2, 0 for 3. And the Mustangs have the bottom of the lineup coming up in the top of the 7th. Baker and Aguirre having a conversation in front of the mound, making sure that they've got their signal straight. Big, strong right-handed hitter for Frederick. With a 2-2 tie. The sophomore looks in. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Man, he's got major heat on that one. Flynn at second, Zamudio at first. He just challenged Fisher there. No balls and 1 strike. I like the mechanics that Aguirre has demonstrated just on that first pitch. Not messing around. The stretch. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Looked like he took something off of that on the inner half. No balls and 2 strikes. To Sam Fisher. Aguirre would become the pitcher of record if he can retire Fisher. The offering. Swing and a miss on 3 pitches. He strikes out Sam Fisher, who has struck out 3 times in the game. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. And 2 left. Frederick has left 11 on base as opposed to 4 for the Mustangs through 6 innings. We head to the 7th. Fort Morgan 2. Frederick 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Baker, Carrera, and Joseph Layden, 7, 8, and 9 to begin the 7th. Fort Morgan 2, Frederick 2. Let's get to the baseball movie quote here for Baker from Field of Dreams. Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch? Don't forget about a catch. Let's get a base hit, even though that's the movie quote. Needs something offensive. Baker has struck out and popped to left. 0 for 2. Big spot for the senior catcher. Small ball would not be a bad idea. Baker, Carrera, bottom of the lineup. Bun somebody on or bun somebody over. Tyler Silva has thrown only 73 pitches for Frederick. 6 strikeouts, all in the first 3 innings, so the Mustangs are making contact. He has not walked a single batter. He has hit a couple. Line in the pitch. Breaking ball, a strike on the inside corner at the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Tyler Baker. Here's the line and the offering. Swung on line towards left field. It's a base hit to begin the 7th for Tyler Baker. Oh, a big base hit for the senior. Well, that could signal a bunt. At this point, Jaden Carrera struck out and popped out. He is 0 for 2. Yeah, you figured. The third baseman, Villani's playing in. Got to get a bunt down here if you're Layden. The offering, squaring to bunt, and it's up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. From the natural, pick me out a winner, Bobby, is the movie quote. We do have 3 or 4 candidates as of now. Baker's got a huge lead, got to watch out. Oh, he was about to wind up. And Baker was going to take off had he wound up. 1 ball and no strikes to Jaden Carrera. Squaring to bunt, and he fouls it back. That was a good pitch up in the zone to bunt, but he got underneath it. On a breaking ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. With that base hit from Baker, the Mustangs have 5 in the game. The difference in this game, though, Frederick has stranded 11. Fort Morgan has left only 4 on the bases. Very conservative lead for Baker at first. The offering. And he bunts that one foul. Another good pitch. Yeah, and you got to execute. Well, Carrera had 2 good pitches to bunt, and both of them were fouled back. Now he's going to have to do something different. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And do something different, more than likely swing away. You do have Charlie Langford in the hole. He does have 2 hits in the game. Scoring the bunt again. And he lays it down. Good bunt. Back for the mound. The throw's going to be to second. And it goes into right center field. Baker's going to round second. Baker's going to go to third. They're going to keep him right there. Throw to second. And in there is Jaden Carrera. That'll be scored an error on the pitcher. An error on the pitcher. Silva on the errant throw. Huge break. They would have had Baker at second because it was bunted way too hard. Joseph Layden, his quote from Bad News Bears, hey, Yankees, take your apology and your trophy, and it continues from there. Yeah, Silva just made an errant throw. So a base hit and an error have placed runners at second and third, tied at 2 in the top of the 7th inning. Fort Morgan's only runs came in the 3rd. You've got a huge opportunity right now to grab the lead for the first time since the 4th inning. Yeah, Silva's going to stay in there.
Come on, let's strike him out. Right now, let's go, buddy.
And you want to be conservative on the bases. You don't need to be too aggressive because Langford's on deck. Now, they could walk Langford, which wouldn't be a dumb play at all to get to Romero. Well, Romero's been taken out of the game. Angel Lopez took left field. Out of the windup. And now, a step off. What happened there? The umpire called time. The Mustangs are looking to reclaim the lead. Second and third. Nobody out. Pitch by Silva. Swung on and fisted to the ground right side of the second baseman. The plate of the plate, the slide. No slide, he's in there. Baker went straight up. He didn't have to slide. I thought he was going to slide. That'll be a fielder's choice. And the Mustangs lead 3-2. Give the RBI to Layden. Well, I'm surprised Baker didn't slide, but he got away with it. No error, just a fielder's choice.
Charlie.
Cheaper, let's go!
You got first and third now. Langford a single twice and a fielder's choice, 2 for 3. See his movie quote here. Will be, you tell me right now, Jimmy Morris, from the movie The Rookie. And they're going to walk Langford. That's the right play. That is the right play. Here's Trey Romero will hit in this spot. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Movie quote for him from The Natural. God, I love baseball. Yeah, that's the right play. You got the bases loaded. Nobody out. Fort Morgan leads the game 3-2 on that fielder's choice hit by Joseph Layden. Trey Romero can break it wide open. Wide open here in the top of the 7th inning. Tyler Silva looks in. The offering. And it's off the glove of the catcher Zamudio. Racing towards the plate. The throw, no throw. The slide is in there. Not sure why Zamudio didn't throw it because, well, the pitcher didn't get there. Sliding in safely is Carrera. On the wild pitch, it's 4-2. 2 more runners in scoring position, anticipating 2 slides. Mustangs didn't do either one, but it's always advised to slide.
Go, level swings, line drive.
All right, let's see if Romero can extend the lead. 4-2. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fisted. Base hit into left center field over the shortstop Faulkner. Scoring is Joseph Layden and Langford to third. And now Romero to second, and he's going to slide in safely as the ball got loose in the infield. And the Mustangs lead 5-2. Wow. He fisted it out there. Romero comes through. And now we're going to have a new pitcher. Fort Morgan has scored 3 in the 7th. A hand for Titus Silva. He's got 2 runners out there that are his responsibility. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in 1 minute. Second and third, nobody out in the 7th. Fort Morgan leads Frederick 5-2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Jackson Flynn is the new pitcher for Frederick. The Mustangs have plated 3. Tyler Baker got the rally started with a base hit and then a huge error. Place runners at second and third. A fielder's choice hit by Joseph Layden made it 3-2. A wild pitch 4-2. And Trey Romero with an RBI single advancing to second. 5-2. David Keller will now be the hitter.
Right, 14. Here we go, kid.
And let's see.
Here we go.
This will come from Moneyball. How can you not be romantic about baseball? Now we have several candidates for the baseball movie soundbite of the game, the Mustang baseball movie soundbite. Keller has struck out, tripled, and popped to first. 1 for 3 in the game. 5-2 is nice, but Mustangs are looking for more. The pitch, strike with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike for the right-hander Jackson Flynn. The infield is playing in. 2 on, nobody out. The offering, down and away. Counted 1-1. The Mustangs have not defeated Frederick in a boy sport this year. 0-4 between football, baseball, and basketball, but that's about to change here the way it's going. The pitch, down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike, and on deck is Jason Diaz. Keller is now looking for something fat that he can drive. 2-1 to David Keller, the pitch. Upstairs, 3-1. Mustangs, all types of trouble against Frederick, generating offense. 2 runs in 13 innings, and now they have 3 runs in this inning, still nobody out. And it's a 3-1. Swung on, driven deep into right field. That one is way back towards the fence, and it's up against the fence. David Keller goes for 2. 2 runs are going to score as Trey Romero rounds third. Keller to third with a sliding triple, and the Mustangs lead 7-2. That was launched.
Nice job! Way to take care of business!
Well, there's no doubt the mom was responsible for that. The pitch, breaking ball, a strike to Jason Diaz. All right, his movie quote will be from Field of Dreams. People will come, Ray, upstairs. He was already a winner. And we'll compensate those winners of the 2 games coming up this weekend or Tuesday. 1 ball, 1 strike. Diaz at 0 for 3. The pitch, down and away. Count goes to 2-1. 7-2 Fort Morgan. The first 6 have reached in the 7th. And the pitch, up and in with a breaking ball. 3-1. We're going to run out of movie quotes with this inning alone. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here to Jason Diaz. And the offering. Down and away, it's a walk. First and third. Pitcher's got a big butt. Rookie of the year here for Noah Aguirre. Aguirre is the 8th hitter of the inning. And now we're going to have a pinch runner for Diaz. Let's see who's going to run for him. Let's see, it could be a Jesus Franco or somebody. Yep, it's going to be Franco himself coming out of the dugout. He's got a lot of speed over there.
Let's go, Noah!
So Jesus Franco will be running at first base. Well, there's a good shot that Baker could hit twice in the inning. He started the rally with a base hit to left field and scored the go-ahead run. And now they've scored 4 more behind him. Here's the stretch and the offering, and that's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Noah Aguirre. The best result is not necessarily going to get the Mustang baseball movie quote of the game. It's not always the best result. It's a key play, swung on and fouled along the third base side. So that's not what this is all about. We acknowledge all of them, without a doubt. And there's lots of candidates. without question. One ball, one strike. The pitch, strike two. At the knees. One ball and two strikes. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is upstairs. Now Franco going to second. The throw's going to be made. Runner breaks for the plate. Keller will score. They've got Franco caught between first and second, and then the tag is applied, but the run scores, and the Mustangs lead 8-2. Yep, it doesn't matter. Fort Morgan will take it. And now it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Aguirre. The pitch. Breaking ball is a called strike three. And Aguirre is 0 for 4 as he strikes out Miguel Davila. Let's see what, again, we're from 8 men out. If you don't feel like you're going to live forever. That's the quote here for Davila, who's 1 for 3. The pitch, foul to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike. This is probably the biggest inning of the season offensively for Fort Morgan. They've got 6 runs in the frame and still batting. And this is the 9th man to the plate. The offering, down and away. With 2 down in the 7th. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the base is empty. Jackson Flynn, the second pitcher of the inning for Frederick, kicks and delivers. Upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. To Jackson Flynn. Here's the 1 and pitch. That's a strike at the knees. One with a fastball. Count is at 2-2. And to the plate. Fouled up the third base side. Boy, so many good candidates. Again, we have some key plays of the game. But I think I'm settling in on the winner here for the Mustang Baseball Movie Quote of the Game based on a key moment in the game. The pitch swung on and lifted on the right side, foul territory, and Fisher along the fence can make the play. It's out of play. Remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fort Morgan needed this one, and they still have not won the game yet. 8-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Line and pitch. Swung on, grounded right off of Flynn. Flynn picks it up, underhands to first, and Davila is retired. However, Fort Morgan comes up with a monstrous inning. 6 runs on 3 hits. There was a monumentally huge error, and nobody left. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th inning in Frederick. It's Fort Morgan 8, Frederick 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th inning. No Aguirre delivers, and the fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Joseph Alani. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Walked and singled in his previous 2 at-bats. And that's up and in with a fastball. Win the whole thing from Major League is the quote for this Mustang sequence defensively. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball's in the dirt. Oh, man, they're calling a breaking ball on 2-0, up by 6 runs. Oh, well. I guess you got to work on it, but you don't want to get sloppy. You don't want to get sloppy. 3 balls and no strikes. The offering. Nowhere close. Upstairs, Villani walks.
No, settle down. Let him hit it.
They're going to have Devin Zadel hit. He has struck out all 3 times. Trey Romero is going to be credited with the no decision. Noah Aguirre is the pitcher of record because he recorded the last out of the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll have the Advanced Agri Solutions postgame coming up. That bounces in, blocked by Baker, 1 ball and no strikes. Riley Faulkner and Tegan Bowen are awaiting their turns at bat. Zadel's the number 6 hitter in this lineup. Fort Morgan looking to avenge a 3-0 loss on Saturday, and that ball nearly hit him. They got to pay a visit here. Aguirre is all over the place, and now the ball got loose in the infield. 6 pitches, 6 balls, 2 balls and no strikes.
Go, settle down.
Well, that's good that they got the insurance runs. You've got some to play with, but you don't want to get dangerously close. 2 balls and no strikes to Zadel. The pitch. That's a strike with a fastball in the inside corner. Ball 2, strike 1. Fort Morgan leads Frederick in the bottom of the 7th inning, 8-2. Short lead at first for Villani. The pitch. Swing and a miss to it right by him. It's 2-2. Again, Zadel struck out 3 times. Trey Romero struck out 11. Aguirre struck out the batter to end the 6th. The pitch. And that ball went, and that should be ball 3. That's ball 3. And that's a live ball. I don't think that ball hit him. Wow. That could have been a disaster there for Frederick. 3-2. And I don't know why they went with a breaking ball. You threw 2 fastballs right by him. Why are they going with a breaking ball? Just go fastball. Zadel struck out 3 times. 3-2. That is outside. Yep, that's outside. They pulled the glove back in. I go back to that 2-2 pitch. I don't understand why you go with a 2-2 breaking ball when you've thrown 2 fastballs right there in the zone. Then you got to throw the 3-2 in there, and that was definitely outside as Baker pulled the glove back in. Riley Faulkner has walked, struck out, and walked again. He's 0 for 1. Mustang pitchers have issued 8 walks in the game. The pitch, squaring the bunt, lays it down third base side. That's going to be trouble. Aguirre picks it up. No throw. It's a base hit. And the bases are loaded for Tegan Bowen.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Bowen is struck out, hit by a pitch, and struck out again. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs are in some trouble in the bottom of the 7th inning. They lead 8-2, but the bases are loaded with nobody out. Aguirre will wind up the offering. Nearly hit him. 1 ball and no strikes. And now the question is Aguirre going to be able to finish the inning? He's got to get one of the next 2 hitters out. Up and away, 2-0. Coach Langford might have to go to the bullpen. Since coming into the game, Aguirre has thrown just 6 strikes and 10 balls. 2 balls and no strikes. And the offering. That's a strike, a fastball in the inner half. It's 2-1. I would not call a breaking ball to save my life here. All fastballs. Forget about the breaking ball. There should be a 1-pitch pitcher at this point. And the 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed. That might have been ball 3. That was tailing in on the right-handed hitter Bone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now I'm sure they got to go fastball here. No reason to go breaking ball. Aguirre to the plate. Nope, that's up and in. 3-2. Did go with a fastball. This gets very dangerous if Bowen is not retired. 3 balls, 2 strikes out of the windup with the bases loaded. The pitch. Foul to the backstop. Remains at 3-2 to Tegan Bowen. At third is Villani. Zadel at second. Faulkner at first. Fort Morgan leads Frederick 8-2. Nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball at the knees. Bowen strikes out. Strikeout number 13 for Mustang pitching. 1 out. Alex Clapp, hitting from the left side, has struck out, singled, and walked. Huge pitch thrown by Aguirre. The offering. Fastball, strike on the outside corner, thigh high, it's 0-1.
Do it again, go 5.
2 walks and a bunt single loaded the bases before the strikeout of Bowen. The sophomore Aguirre heading the count at 0-1. The offering, up and away. Count leveled at 1-1. They have not gone with a breaking ball since that 2-2 was thrown for a ball 2 hitters ago. Winding the pitch. Nope. Upstairs again. 2-1.
Go, Noah. Come on now, bud.
Villani, Zato, and Faulkner on the bases. Down by 6 is Frederick. Laying down the sign is Baker. 2-1 pitch. That is outside, no doubt. Off the plate, 3-1. Aguirre has been behind all inning. Got ahead of this hitter at 0-1, but has thrown 3 outside the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. The offering. And that is taken for a strike. Well, that's a late call, and nearly a throw back to third. It is 3-2.
Come on, Noah.
And that got top of the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That was a delayed call at home plate. Another huge 3-2 pitch coming up. Here it is, the clap. That is outside. That is a walk. A run scores. It's 8-3. Here comes Josh Langford.
Here we go.
That was definitely off the plate. Jackson Flynn, 1 for 3. Struck out, singled, a sac bunt, and a fielder's choice. Will we have a pitching change? Noah has really scuffled in this bottom of the 7th with 3 walks. The tying run is on deck, so that's the good news, is that you can't be beat by or even tied with this hitter. But they've only put 1 ball in play, and it went about 15 feet. That's the old adage, just let them hit it. And that's not what is happening right now. As the conversation continues around the rubber, with Fort Morgan's lead down to 5 at 8-3. Well, Aguirre is going to stay out there. He's got to figure this thing out.
Go, Noah. Come on now.
If you get beat with a base hit, but not with walks. That's not getting beat, that's beating yourself. Here's the stretch. And the offering. Strike, fastball, inner half, it's 0-1. Now Zato, Faulkner, and Clapp are the base runners. 13 strikeouts and 9 walks issued by Fort Morgan pitching. The offering. That's a strike on the outside corner. That looked like the same pitch that just walked the previous hitter. It's 0-2. Flynn has got to protect the pitch. Outside and upstairs, it's 1-2. And this time, Aguirre is operating from the stretch. No windup here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow left center field. Langford is going out and coming in and making the catch. And now the throw towards the plate is going to be offline. Trail runner advances. Catch was made by Trey Romero in left field. That's a nice play by Romero. Hasn't played much left. Not in this game, certainly. The sac fly by Flynn makes it 8-4. Runners at the corners now with 2 down. Here is Cruz Zamudio. This guy's a dangerous hitter, but a home run. Yeah, it should be 8-4. They've got 8-3 on the board. So they got the wrong score on the board. Should be 8-4. And the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. I guess they didn't pay attention to the runner scoring.
Here we go. Hopping trade, boys.
Runners at first and second, so Faulkner's actually at second, did not advance the pitch. swung on and popped up foul territory. Right side, Baker giving chase, and it's over the Mustang dugout.
One more, Noah. Come on now, buddy.
0-2.
Come on, Mustang! Here we go, Mustang!
No balls, 2 strikes. The Mustangs up by 4. First and second, 2 down. I thought that other runner advanced. I must have been seeing things. Either way, now they've got the score up correctly. You've got Zamudio in a hole. The pitch. That is called strike 3 on the outside corner. Holy mahungus. That pitch was pulled in by Baker. I'm not sure that was a strike, but the Mustangs have won the game by a score of 8-4 despite a dangerous bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs and 2 stranded for Frederick as they leave 13 base runners on the base paths in this game. We'll get to the Mustang baseball movie quote of the game and a recap right after this. The final score, Fort Morgan 8, Frederick 4 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back in Frederick. The Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Now is the time to begin your planning for next year's growing season. Call Dusty or Roxy, 970-571-2024. Fort Morgan snaps a 3-game losing streak, defeating Frederick on the road 8-4 with 6 runs in the 7th inning. 8 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for the Mustangs. They left 4 on base for Frederick. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, and 13 left on base. The winning pitcher in relief was Noah Aguirre. The loss went to the starter, Tyler Silva. Time of the game, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Mustangs took a 2-0 lead. Charlie Langford with an RBI single. David Keller with a run-scoring triple in the 3rd inning. Frederick scored a run in the bottom of the 3rd, making it 2-1 on a fielder's choice by Sam Fisher. Tied it in the 4th on Alex Clapp's run-scoring single. But then Fort Morgan with 6 runs in the top of the 7th inning. Joseph Layden with a fielder's choice scoring a run. Jaden Carrera scored on the wild pitch he had reached in an error. Trey Romero with an RBI single. David Keller had 2 triples in the game, including a 2-run triple. Then they played in an 8th run. Aguirre struggled in the bottom of the 7th inning, walking 3 hitters, but Fort Morgan improves to 4-5. Frederick drops to 2-7. Boy, so many candidates for the Mustang baseball movie quote. First one to email, john@necolorado.com, john@necolorado.com. And again, it's not the best result. And you've got to provide your name, name of the Mustang, the movie quote, and the actual movie. Those 4. Charlie Langford was in there. David Keller was in there. But Fort Morgan struggling throughout the game offensively. And we're going to give it Field of Dreams. Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch on the base hit by Tyler Baker, which started the 6-run rally in the top of the 7th inning. So Baker, Field of Dreams, hey, Dad, you want to have a catch? John@necolorado.com. Those 4 pieces of information, his name, your name, the movie quotes, and the movie itself, as the Mustangs come away with a big victory today in Frederick. Mustangs back in action. I'll be with you on Thursday in Loveland when Fort Morgan takes on Mountain View. They'll also host Mountain View with Brian Nickel calling the action on Saturday morning. The final score once again, Fort Morgan 8 with 6 runs in the 7th inning. Frederick 4. I'm John Beltran on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.